And here we are again. We have a 318 Magnum on the engine stand. What a shocker. So, as it turns out, here we go. 318 Magnums with 330,000 kilometers on them don't take kindly to 530 oil and 105 degrees water temp. When those mix, that 530 oil gets really, really thin. And then all that bearing clearance that is accumulated over the last 330,000 kilometers. I'll convert that to miles for you American folk right here. I think there's 330 on it. I don't know. I never actually drove that truck, and that engine went in under a hope and prayer that it ran smoothly. I didn't even check it when I got it to my mother's place to strip it out. I just said, fuck it, let's send it. And, well, we saw what happened. Well, I saw what happened. She's got rod knock now. She was great at first. And then I drove it home, drove it to work, drove it here to the shop, drove it to Costco, put gas in it, $100 of gas. She took that, didn't even care. And then I drove home, and I didn't even make it to the overpass. I'm like, why'd the oil pressure light come on? That's not good. And as it turned out, it was not good. And then the knock came pretty much at the same time. So I'm like, well, that's not good. She's pretty well cooked now. So I just drove her home pretty much and let her cool down. Fired her up the next day. Oil pressure was back. I'm like, well, that's cool. Maybe I can get by on thicker oil. Shut it off, went inside. I had stuff to do. A couple days later, went out, fired her up, and yeah, she said, let's take her for a drive at the same time. 30 seconds later, oil pressure, 0, and rod knock came back. I'm like, well, she's fookered. So here we are, harvesting the crank out of the original 318. I was going to go to a junkyard and get a 360 crank, but the 360 crank has a larger bearing, has larger mains for the bearings. All the piston bearings are the same, or all the connecting rod bearings, they're the same size. But the mains, those are what matter. So, that's kind of what I'm after here. Now, could I could have done that. I could have turned down a 318 crank, turned the mains down at work, and then get them ground to be factory size for the 318 crank to work in the 360. Wrong way, dummy. For a 360 crank to go in the 318, I could have turned down the bearing journals, turned them down to be, 20 over, and then brought them to the engine shop that actually has some stuff for grinding crankshafts into size so that they could grind it to appropriate size, and I could then just run a 360 crank in a 318. I'd have to check on to see what rods I need, because I might have to be running down. That would have been smart, but that'd be a couple weeks till I could do that, and this crank currently doesn't cost me anything until I go to get it ground. Because A, it's dirty AF. B, it's got some dinky little factory crankshaft in it still, or camshaft in it, that is all worn funny. I'm going to pull it as well while I'm in here. This also may be as far as I can get, because all my tools are in Rosie at home. Either way, this is going to be a more stable hang, and I might have enough tools with me. Oh, she's not even leaking that much. That's good. I might have enough tools with me to, tools in the toolbox that I didn't take home, because I've got my socket set at home, and I've also got my my impacts at home, both my impacts, my big DeWalt and my little 1/4-inch extra drive DeWalt are both at the house. Yeah, sockets have impact sockets, all at the house. So I'll get this stripped down as far as I can. Set this up for a... No, I'm not going to set it up for a film montage. That's fine. We're just gonna... Nope. Go. Undress the front, and then pull off the pan. I might try... Yeah, we'll see what we can get to, and we will check back. Alrighty, so we finally got the timing cover off. Alright, and one little issue where I had broken this stud originally stripping down the engine. Broke it off. Well, so I said, at the time I said whatever. Piss off, furnace. Really? I'm filming. Whatever. So at the time I just said whatever. How many times can I say whatever in 20 seconds? Wow. Okay. I just said screw it, and I'll deal with it later. I didn't have to get this deep into the engine anyways. I just kind of wanted to see. So, you know, kind of threw it back together. I just tossed it in the corner. Didn't need it. But now, here we are needing it. So that kind of delayed me a lot, trying to get that off. Welded to it twice, kept breaking off. I'm like, okay, I don't think there's anything else holding it on. So I just pried and bashed, and I don't think I hurt the block. It looks good. Ooh, excuse me. Having me a nice cherry Coke. Coke, sponsor me. Woohoo! Yeah, it doesn't look like I damaged the mating face there by jamming a pry bar in there to get it to split. So I'm good to go there. This timing chain is also a little sloppy, but either way, not using it. I'm gonna get a double roller this time. I know lots of people were giving me slack for that over on the Snapchat there when I built this thing. So we're gonna get a double roller timing chain for it. I thought you're supposed to blow hot air. Jeez, that feels cold. But yeah, we're gonna get a double roller timing chain. Gonna get that crankshaft out, see if I can get it out. I don't know, I'm surprised I've got this far with just literally wrenches, pry bars, and hammers. But we're gonna rotate the engine around again, because I had to up so I could just kind of work around to get around that stud a bit better. But either way, that is just about a completely bare block. I'm gonna drop these pistons out. I will probably number them because it's 1, 3, 5, 7, then 2, 4, 6, 8. Because here goes transmission. So, yeah, yeah. Water on the floor is from cooling down the tip of that stud to try and But there's still oil in it, surprisingly. But either way, let's I'll flip her back over and start tearing apart the bottom end. Alrighty, got the oil pump off, got all the mains loose, got the flex plate off. So we're gonna start. This one I have already pulled the bearing out of. Ooh, damn, I forgot how bad this crank was. But you can see these mains are actually numbered. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the oil pump. So this is great for both A, making content, and B, just having proof on where these mains go back into, but they are going to go back in ideally today if I can get all of this. Uh-oh, now it's tight. Nope, I got a fix for that. There we go. There we go. Where's that bearing? I don't see a rear main bearing yet. Oh, it is right there. Okay. And it is actually, yeah, it's in the crank. I hope 10s can save this thing, but it might take 20s. You can see it 8. Oh, there we go. 8 right through right here. Right through either the babbitt or the tri-metal, whatever these are. Right down to the iron of the bearing. What about main number 3? Doesn't want to come up. Number 2 came with there. I mean, not too bad. Yeah, so now I just gotta disconnect all the pistons. But it's already 7 o'clock. I feel like an impact is gonna make those go a lot faster. So I'm gonna go home, have supper. I still gotta work tomorrow. Today's Thursday. Of course, you guys, video just came out of the drive shafts. I've actually got right there right now, because I was dailying Rosie with 2 different gear ratios. So you can see I didn't even have to shorten it that much. But I've actually found a new transfer case. It does not have a 2-wheel option. So I'm probably going to wind up getting a posi lock. Too bad they didn't want to sponsor me. I tried like a cable locker for the disconnect. So it always, your passenger side axle is connected in. So I'll get myself one of those eventually. Instead of the vacuum and electric locker. And then I'll probably get some sort of either electric or air locker from the front diff, because it's a Dana 60. I can find like that. Maybe that worked. I didn't even have to edit those. But yeah. So yeah, tomorrow I'll be back. I still got to pull rod caps, slide pistons out, number them, get the chain off for the timing chain off, and then that crank can slide up and out, and then I can measure it up at work Saturday to see if it's going to be 10 or 20 under. This one is extremely chewed up. I actually have that one at home. Unless they can build it back up. But it is like completely toast. But I guarantee the one that's in it is worse because it's been rod knocking. I don't think this thing was. Ooh. Yeah, that's got clearance in it, that's for sure. Gosh dang. Okay, yeah. Either way, that's a Friday issue. I'll see you. What's gonna be my tomorrow, but for you, it'll be like 30 seconds. Alrighty, so I just had screw it and I finished the job here. So we now have a. Ooh, that is filthy. Let's see if this is lens. Somewhat. There we go. So we just pulled the crank out now. So we're just gonna put all the mains kind of back in, just drop everything back together, just to keep it together, keep everything aligned, keep the caps where the caps go, and not do that. That's normally something I try not to do when working on something as technical as a flipping engine. There we go, we'll put it back in dirty, it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm just gonna snap. Oh, never mind, that's somehow those got mixed up. Interesting. That's 1, 2, oh yeah, 3, never mind, that makes sense. Yep, there you go, so that goes right there. I'm just gonna keep the bearings in it. As you can see the, there we go, oil ports there that oil comes through. Since we're in here. There we go. There we go. There, and this bearing cap here, I have at home because I had pulled it originally when the engine blown, and because I just because I kind of make stuff like this at work, so I figured I'd go show my boss how good I had fooked up once I finally got this thing tore apart. Yeah, he said I did her good. That was kind of the consensus by how it was running. Let's look at this wonderful fit. Never mind, you probably want to go back to looking at that, at the engine, but we've now got her all back. Is that in there right? No, it's not. Now that's in there right, I think. I think. Yeah, there we go. Oil pump, housing, and mount and rear bearing all in place there. That's all good to go. So this is essentially a bare block now. It still has a crankshaft or a camshaft in it. Get that nut. Oh, I know where that one landed now. Watch, now that nut's gonna fall out of there. Bingo! There we go. That's for number 2 cylinder. We dropped away at the start. There we go. So we got them in order. 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, and 7. So that if they ever want to go, if I ever want to put them back in, which I may do, I, oh boy, have the ability to do that. Where are we? Oh, that's what we're stuck on. We're stuck on one of the bolts. It doesn't think it wants to come out yet. Maybe we'll pull the flex plate out. Grab her right here. Wank her around. There we go. I'm a proud owner of an almost completely bare block. Woohoo! That's something everyone wants to be. Gee, I may as well pull the distributor off. Slide this cam out because that's also no good. I'm pretty sure the other, yeah, I can see there's pitting marks on that lobe there for sure. I'm going to put the lifter cover, the lifter retainer back on to keep the lifters in the valley, which is, you know, as we can see, full of mud. I don't know how that got in there, but that's okay. I just hope that this thing will clean up at 20 under. I'm going to take them to work tomorrow and measure them up, because which one was it here? This one right here is pretty damn bad. The mains I'm concerned about. Oh, hey, we need that. The mains I'm not concerned about, or the mains I am concerned about, the piston or the connecting rods, not so much. They just seem to be in much better shape. There we go. There. Got the engine rotated there. Throw this bad boy back in here. Yeah, they're pretty messed up. So I mean, really, there is zero purpose to putting them. There's zero purpose to putting them back in here. I'm just doing it to keep it all nice and organized and retain my mess. I have quite the mess in here right now because this engine was sitting in that hole so very nicely, not disturbing anybody and not making a mess on the floor, which it has now done a very good job at. Yeah, it's done a very good job of making a mess on the floor, but that's okay, because that's why we rent shops. We don't buy them yet. That's why we have floor dry. So that'll do just the trick. Oh boy. Gravity is not my friend on this one. There. Drop our 3/8 bolt back in. Keep it from wanting to rotate. Just lock it against the bolt there. Locked against the bolt. Yeah, we'll pull this bad boy out. Which is just a simple. Oh, there we go. Now it's loose. Woohoo! Distributor drive right up and out. There we go. Distributor's up and out. I need a... Get it. Get it. Can I get it? Might be able to get it. Nope. No bueno. Okay. And it will be much easier to take out once we have unbolted the front cover. Taking that off. Jimmied the camshaft out after we take the lifters out of here. Which I know when Chris watches this, he is going to cry because we had a beast of a time getting the lifters out of that other engine, and I don't know why they were so stuck in there, but these lifters are stupidly loose and they just slide right on out, probably because this engine had actually ran recently. So, oh, there we go. Bit of a twisty twist here. I'm gonna get underneath it. Slide it out. This one's not so easy. That's fine. Oh, of course, none of these ones want to stick. Okay, that's fine. Let's go in the drawer here. Yeah, those plugs will do. Pop it back in there. Give it a twist. Grab it with the pliers. Slide her on out. See, just like that. Now I'm gonna have to find some way to. Actually, they're trash anyways because they're full of mud. So they're just paperweights now, anyways. I do not want to reuse these lifters, or these lifters, which is why I'm not too concerned on damaging them. Jeez, now these ones are, this is still nicer than what the other ones were to come out. Oh, that one's nice. There we go. So I'll just chuck these in the box labeled FUBAR lifters, because I don't think anyone is going to take apart a lifter to clean it. You gotta be pretty desperate to do that. There we go. Especially these ones. There, so I'll go find myself a nice little box here. You know what? This will be perfect. Shall keep it all nice and organized. Organized, but will contain my mess. The other side. These will probably sit on the shelf for multiple years, and then I'll finally just throw them out. But for now, we will hang on to them. There we go. That is how nice they're supposed to come out. Grab a little bit of twist and wiggle right out. A little bit of a wiggle right out. Retainer back on. And right out. Right out. Wow, these ones are so much easier. There we go. Right out, and you can see they have these little, where are we at here? There we go. It's got these little pockets in them. This little indent right here, that's what picks up oil. Because these are hydraulic lifters. Hydraulic roller lifters to be exact. You know that because they got the little roller on the bottom. Come on, there we go. So these are a hydraulic roller lifter. It fills up with oil, and this is kind of springy in here, so it will kind of dampen some of the load of the lift, and it does kind of rob some of the lift out of your cam, which is where hydraulics are, or where solid rollers are way nicer. Except solid rollers, you're always lashing the valves, hot and cold on occasion, if you're running a super wild setup. There we go. There. There. Got a box full of junk, which can just get set on a shelf where I can look at it every day until I finally throw it out. There, yeah, there we go. There, I'll just get this off, slide the cam out, and then it's a bare block. Alrighty, I am back. I'm actually going to completely shut this off. There we go. Even though the battery's probably going to die on the speaker back there. But got the tools back now. A little bit that I had out of the truck. I got all the end caps loose here. Oh, except for that one. Wow, I missed one just for on film. Reverse 14 mil. Oop, reverse. There we go. That probably fucked that one, but that's okay. I don't think I'm gonna reuse these. There, so now I just gotta finish zipping them all off. Well, I'm gonna do them one by one, drop them out, and then put the caps back on, and then I can pull the crank out, and I'm pretty much done here, but I got more cleanup and whatnot to do. My buddy, he's wanting to buy my 4th gen, so I got the new fenders there. So I'm just gonna use them for, he's got a special request for the color. So I'm gonna lay a couple test blocks. I've got a buddy coming from work that's done some auto body work. He doesn't know he's gonna be doing auto body work, but we'll make them. Alrighty, find our dead blow here now. So we can give these caps a nice little taps. Put our knee over the hole here for a flippy flue. There we go. That bearing just fell right out of there. Of course it did. Let's see. Those might actually still be good. Oh boy. We might have wiped the whole pump out before we could even get about wiping. No, they're a little spun. See, they got a little bit of spun lookingness to them. But anyway, let's oh crap. I just dropped one of the nuts. That's cool. So that's down in there now. Bingo. So now that'll be in cylinder 2. actually might put these pistons back in. They're pretty damn good. You're watching me do all this work, and I'm going to wind up wanting to put this crank in this block. Who knows? I'm just going to label this bad boy as number 2. Oh. The tops of these pistons look pretty damn good. Yeah. I don't know. Let's take Sharpie. 2 onto the base. 2 onto the side. That side off. 2 onto that side. There we go. There. All labeled up. Hope the camera caught that. On the base. There we go. Now I know it got it. Yeah. Now to repeat. Set them on the floor behind me here. I'm probably going to kick them or something. That's fine. But since I need a hammer, this is resting on, then I'll press these out. We'll cut it there, and we will reconvene. There we go. When we got her all hollered out. Alrighty. So I just kind of dry assembled the whole thing back together. Pistons are just simply dropped in their holes, being held in by the connecting rod catching on the block oil pans back on with half the bolts. I left the lifters out, threw the valley cover back on. Distributor and cam gear and oil pump driver still all in there. Locked the distributor back down. This is on extremely loosely. Pretty much just to keep it somewhat not a mess. I left the oil pump out because I want to rebuild it so I can put it into the other block. Granted, I don't all of a sudden want to use this block. Yeah. Because really the only thing keeping me from using this block instead of the other block is A, it has the good engine mounts on it, and B, it has a camshaft in it. She's got a big old cam in her. But besides that, this block's 1 year newer, or maybe 2, and it's got way less miles on it, but that doesn't matter. I just pray that the cam bearings are good. I mean, I pray that they're good in the other one, or else I may have just wiped out a $600 camshaft. Not fun. But then, hey, you may as well go solid lift. You may as well go to solid rollers and get studs for in the heads. May as well port up this set of heads then that I've got sitting here. I've got a whole new set of head studs at the shop at the house. I don't remember what I've all got there for gaskets. You know, completely revalve the whole thing. Get myself a valve cutting tool, which I can use at work, kind of, sort of, mostly. And revalve it, or just go pick up a set of 5.9 heads if I can find a set. Put in the bigger springs and whatnot, but hey, that's if I can afford it, and I can't. So it's probably just gonna throw that crank in it with the new bottom end bearings. I got to get a piston ring compressor. And yeah, and I got to get a double roller timing chain. But I think that sounds like about it for the day. I was gonna have my buddy come over, but screw it. I'm hungry. I want to go home. It's been a long day. Yeah, I think that'll be it for today. So, TMR Customs, thank you. I was hopefully going to get some parts from y'all, but building another engine, so who knows. AMSOIL. Let's get some AMSOIL in this one. Let's not blow it up. Once I got my bearing clearances, I'll have a chit chat with y'all and see what y'all recommend. Yeah, that's it for sponsors. Like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. You know, share this shit. Because why not? And as always, keep it freaking killer.